Today's idiom is "that is a tough nut to crack." This phrase describes a problem that is difficult to solve or a person who is hard to understand or deal with. Imagine trying to open a very hard-shelled nut. It requires effort and persistence. The idiom draws directly from this common experience, with its figurative use developing in the 17th century. It powerfully conveys the sense of a challenge that demands significant mental or physical effort to overcome, much like those stubborn nuts. Let's see how we can use "that as a tough nut to crack" in different situations. For our first example, solving the climate crisis is a tough nut to crack, requiring global cooperation and innovative solutions. Here, the idiom refers to a complex, global issue. It emphasizes the immense challenge and the varied efforts needed to address it. Now, for a slightly different application, consider this. The new CEO is a tough nut to crack. Nobody can quite figure out his true intentions. In this instance, the idiom describes a person, someone who is difficult to understand, predict, or influence. Both examples show how this versatile phrase effectively communicates a high level of difficulty, whether it's a monumental problem or a complex individual.
While a tough nut to crack is wonderfully descriptive, there are other expressions you might encounter. Consider a Gordian knot. This refers specifically to an extremely complex or intractable problem that seems impossible to solve without drastic action, much like the legend of Alexander the Great cutting the knot. Another similar phrase is a hard case, which can describe a difficult person or situation, often implying someone who is stubborn or resistant to change. A tough nut to crack is often preferred for its vivid imagery and broad applicability to both problems and people.
To sum up, "that is a tough nut to crack" effectively conveys the idea of a significant challenge, whether it's a difficult problem or a person who is hard to understand or deal with. Remember its origins from the literal effort of cracking a physical nut, which makes its meaning immediately clear and relatable. So next time you face a formidable task or a puzzling individual, you have the perfect idiom to describe the situation. Keep practicing these vivid expressions to enrich your English communication. I'll see you next time with another great expression.